Elon Musk released a huge new update about his mind-boggling findings with the Department of Education and other agencies that were behaving like very irresponsible organizations during the administration of previous government. As Musk explained, these new findings are terrifying and clearly shows how bad U.S. taxpayers' money was spent on insane projects that should have never happened. And it's hard to believe that this is a reality. More importantly, Musk shared an insane list of expenses and everything about what are the most bizarre things that he has seen from inside that no one knows about the financial expenses of the previous government. So let's explain everything. So Elon Musk, during his appearance on CPAC, revealed in what he found when he and his team analyzed everything in the Treasury Department and how they were astonished by crazy incompetence of previous government. That's why one thing that Elon Musk claimed that will happen with 100% guarantee is that few agencies like the Department of Education, DEI, USAID, and many others should be ready because a lot of them most likely very soon will no longer exist. For example, Musk stunningly announced that Department of Education somehow no longer exists. With that, according to Musk, in spite the fact that people accuse DOGE many strange things like they are somehow preventing some Congress members from entering the buildings, they will still persist. And it was an interesting interview where Rob Schmidt asked Musk about the Department of Education, about other organizations and what Musk has found. And Elon went deeper and talked about what he plans to do once he takes this wasteful money from these organizations. So Musk explained his idea about issuing DOGE dividend checks to American taxpayers, aiming to return 20% of the department's savings directly to citizens. This initiative, endorsed by President Donald Trump, suggests that if DOGE achieves its ambitious goal of $2 trillion in savings, after cutting wasteful spendings of so many organizations, approximately $400 billion could be distributed, equating to about $5,000 per tax-paying household. Musk said, "It's money that are taken away from things that are destructive to the country and from organizations that hate you to you. That's awesome." Then Musk reported a lot of very important details about giant government expenditures of previous government that should have never happened, and Musk was astonished by their incompetence about how they were spending U.S. taxpayers' money. According to Musk, the scale of these expenditures is beyond comprehension, with trillions of dollars flowing into Washington every year without adequate oversight. He stated, "I mean, the amount of money that we send to Washington, like 5 or 6 trillion a year, that is such an ungodly amount of money. They say like 1 trillion seconds is like 30 years or something like that. I mean, that's how much we send them, and they seem to never have enough." Musk additionally raised concerns about canceled contracts and mismanagement within the Treasury Department. "We found that it was like a $100 million contract given to some guy in London. Actually, oddly enough, yeah, for the CBP1 app. So then they're flying illegals into the swing states. And why is so much Treasury money going toward things that don't benefit Americans?" he questioned. These remarks indicate systemic flaws in contract allocation and fiscal oversight, reinforcing his argument that government spending is riddled with corruption and inefficiency. What makes this situation even easier for Musk is that Elon has full support from Trump as he backed Musk's DOGE and their plan to cut billions of dollars in spending. Furthermore, Elon Musk claimed that he and his team worked very hard, analyzed thousands of projects and programs in the Treasury Department, and found a crazy incompetence of the previous government. That's why Elon said on social media that it was important to end several contracts. 89 contracts were worth $881 million to be exact. Musk also exposed fraudulent government payments on a massive scale, pointing to entitlement programs as a prime example. The fraudulent payments, the rough estimate from the Government Accountability Office, are over $500 billion of fraud a year, he disclosed. This level of mismanagement raises serious concerns about oversight and enforcement within federal agencies, suggesting that much of this fraud goes unchecked due to bureaucratic inefficiencies or willful negligence. Musk also promised to cancel entire departments, where he just needs an order from the president. And of course, Musk's activities against this big departments faced a lot of challenges, and judge temporarily blocked Musk's DOGE from accessing very important internal systems that have sensitive information but are needed to analyze these expenses. A U.S. judge ruled to keep blocking Elon Musk's government cost-cutting team from accessing Treasury Department systems that handle trillions of dollars in government payments. Judge Jeanette Vargas in Manhattan agreed with 19 Democratic state attorneys general who asked for a temporary ban on DOGE's access while their lawsuit is ongoing. But more on this later. Furthermore, Elon Musk talked about another big incompetence of the previous government. That's why Musk has canceled a lot of grants that were for insane projects. One of these grants was designed to teach teachers how to help students understand unfair treatment and recognize privilege and power, both in their own lives and in society, according to a presidential advisory committee. For example, the Comprehensive Centers program, which received $226 million, was defunded due to its promotion of content deemed divisive, including materials on critical race theory and gender identity. Another significant cut involved $336 million allocated to 10 regional educational laboratories, institutions that provided research and support to improve educational outcomes. According to Musk, these examples are very good demonstrations of a giant incompetence that was in the previous government. These funding eliminations are part of a broader federal initiative to dismantle DEI programs across various sectors. The Department of Education has issued directives to all state education departments, mandating the removal of DEI policies within 14 days or facing potential loss of federal funding. It's interesting to say that Trump is planning to make head of Education Department Linda McMahon. And Trump was honest about this situation. He said that, hopefully, she will be so successful that she will put herself out of a job. And by this, Trump meant that she will finally shut down the Department of Education. The positive news is that Musk has taken many steps and made decisions to drastically improve the poor job that was done by the previous government. One of DOGE's significant actions involved the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, where over $67 million in grants designated for President Biden's Environmental Justice Initiative were rescinded. This decision affected 20 organizations, including the Institute of Sustainable Communities and the San Diego State University Foundation, which were set to receive substantial funding. Additionally, DOGE targeted the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, for significant budget reductions, proposing to halve its staff and decrease its budget by 30%. These cuts threatened essential services such as weather forecasting, climate research, and marine resource management. And there is massive resistance from very influential people that are doing everything they can to stop Musk from exposing this incompetence of the previous government. For example, one such giant resistance is not allowing Musk to have access to very sensitive information. As we already mentioned, a federal judge extended an order keeping Elon Musk's DOGE team out of Treasury Department payment systems, ruling that the Trump administration's process for granting access to the sensitive data was so flawed and haphazard that it was likely illegal. In a 64-page opinion, Vargas, a Manhattan-based appointee of former President Joe Biden, ruled that Treasury's rushed and ad hoc process for granting DOGE access to the payment systems created a realistic danger that confidential financial information will be disclosed. Vargas dinged Treasury officials for standing up its DOGE operation in a chaotic and haphazard manner. The agency moved with inexplicable urgency to permit its DOGE team to access critical payment systems. Vargas wrote, "In reaction to this big resistance, Musk ignored everything they said and shared a tweet saying, 'The notion of having a judge job for life, no matter how bad the judgments, is ridiculous. Enough is enough.'" Then at the White House, Musk met with Trump and finally addressed his critics and those who were opposing him. Musk said, "We are actually trying to be as transparent as possible. We post our actions to the DOGE handle on X and to the DOGE website. All of our actions are maximally transparent." And that's it for today.